Dzień August Falcha to the second episode of Travel Through Legends of Europe. Please join me so we can take a look at our map to see where our next stop will be. We're going to a very special place today. We're going to the western part of Europe, to the Emerald Isle of Ireland. Now, Ireland is a very interesting place. Did you know that Ireland is the only country in the world with a musical instrument as its national symbol? That's right. It is the harp, which is an instrument with strings at an angle so that you can pluck them with your fingers to make music. Furthermore, just like Greece, Ireland is home to many storytellers. You may recognize some author names such as James Joyce, Oscar Wilde, and Dracula author Bram Stoker. However, many stories of Ireland do not have a specific author because they were passed down from Shenandoah to Shenandoah for many generations. Shenandoah is the Irish Gaelic name for storyteller. Today's story is a very old Irish tale about one of the natural wonders of the Emerald Isle. It is a group of interlocking volcanic rock columns known as the Giant's Causeway, which is located in the northeast coast of Ireland. There are many theories of how these columns were formed, but this old Irish tale has a different accounting. Once upon a time, there lived a giant called Finn McCool, who lived peacefully with his wife Una on the North Antrim coast of Ireland. Their only disturbance came from the taunts and threats of the giant Benandonner, or the Red One, who lived across the sea in Scotland. One day, Benandonner boldly claimed Finn's island of Ireland, and then challenged Finn to a fight for the peaceful land. Enraged, the Irish giant accepted the challenge and began to toss giant boulders into the sea to create a bridge of stepping stones that led all the way to the Scottish coast. Finn made his way across in anger to meet his enemy, but as he came closer, he observed the figure of Benandonner for the first time and realized his rival was an even bigger giant than he was. Afraid, Finn turned and ran right back to Ireland. When he reached home, Finn trembled as he described his enemy's physique to Una. They knew that if Finn faced Benandonner head on, he would be crushed. So Una came up with a brilliant plan. The plan was to make Benandonner believe that Finn was a mountain of a man while being kept out of sight. Hearing Benandonner making his way across the stone bridge in the distance, Una swiftly stuffed Finn in a huge cradle, disguising him as a giant baby. When Benandonner arrived, Una told him that her husband wasn't home, but was welcome to sit and eat while he waited. As he ate the cakes placed before him, he cried out in pain because he shattered his teeth on the metal Una hid inside the cakes. Una told him that the cakes were Finn's favorite treat, making Benandonner doubt that he could be any match for his rival. As he soothed his cheeks, Benandonner turned his attention to the gigantic baby in the corner. At the sight of the baby's size, Benandonner realized that if the baby was this big, the father must be larger than himself. So he hurried away back to Scotland in a fright, destroying the rocks connecting the shores, breaking up the causeway. Oh, Benandonner, don't pick a fight you can't finish. But that was a funny story. Today's library recommendations will explore the culture and lores of Ireland. If you want to learn more about the culture of Ireland, let's head back to my favorite series, Horrible Histories by Terry Deary. This one's titled Cutthroat Celts, which you will find on our juvenile nonfiction section. If you like today's story, you can also find Finn McCool and His Fearless Wife by Robert Bird, also found in our juvenile nonfiction section. On our primary nonfiction section for adults, we have Myths, Legends, Lore of Ireland. 101 things you didn't know about the Emerald Isle. And for those who want a nice family movie night, you can also enjoy Song of the Sea, which is part of the Irish folklore movie series, which you will find on our media section. You can check these items out when you visit us at the main library from Monday through Thursday, 10 to 6, Friday and Saturday, 10 to 2. When you also visit us, you can also take a write your own Ogham message. Ogham is actually an early medieval alphabet that was used to write the early Irish language. So if you want to take one of these, enjoy it, and you can actually either learn to write your name or write your own message. As always, thank you so much for tuning in the second episode of Travel Through Legends of Europe, and I hope to see you next time on our next adventure. Slán!